Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, depending on wherever you are. The viewers and lovers of Oku and beyond, you're welcome to another exciting episode where we are going to introduce to you a subject matter expert that knows a lot about our culture. You know, in a world where traditions collide with change, controversies are bound to arise, stirring up debates about who we are as a people, where we are headed, where we are as Oku and beyond on this matter is to guide us into understanding how our culture shapes our story. So join us today in exploring a discussion surrounding culture, surrounding tradition, as we reflect on the different layers of our culture. But we're not going to get into so much detail today without letting you know who is going to guide this discussion alongside us. Culture, we are in a situation where we are dancing between preserving the past or evolving with and adapting with the present. We don't want anyone to be left out of this discussion. By the way, my name is Ruth Ngong, and I'm with Oku and Beyond, and I'm going to be your host for today. So, without much noise, I'm going to introduce to you our guest and our subject matter expert, who is going to introduce himself to us. So, to and help us guide these discussions. So, it is no other person than Mr. Mbuntum Daniel. Let me bring him on board.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hi,
Guikajungo Babe.
Delaware.
So, what affected girl was Alunde? You're going to tell us who you are because I'm not sure I can do justice to introducing you to our audience. So, tell us who are you, Walunde? No, hello, I can
Okay, me chakte wena sengang run gong se kafiang afia fin ka gan disen gagas yalu se sum no le we mom sen se jia ka aten se gasa chakte na ko jim galu na atabul sen bi na te jim magase chakte na wul jim na chakte yo mitandu sa ba ku ye ka chita no ko na kalu no fo no ko wa fon wangum de fort chakte na wul ko jim gasa bele gasan malu mbuntum Daniel kemei wan kumi malu teacher gasa lo we kongen gasa felen sen de lak ya kuindumbi I'm not doing nothing where wa ma felen the winner ma say mam gan nyaham gan kaga sa ne tadam te ga sa yanam ki ga sa lunga ga ma ke de lang ne san du chin na ga ya e ke nga ma lot te ma le ni vin na ha lugu ma ga sa ken tun su la ma su gu ma lo we na ma fa la ga sa ga ga king ga sa kum tu kwa te gen lo nam no sa shinga wa tu ngang no lo bi lu wa lu na no wa sa fo fa ke wi ga sa na so wa gwi ga so diom ga so sung nan a kan no ten ya lu su chia ken na kan il ya nap tum le ko chia dus e fel ya ma felen di dale e kalo ma su di ba sa ke sa su me ka ga su no lo ma kala be ka ma kwa te ga ye lu bi fa ga lu ye ko chen ba lo tu yo lo ma ko na lo su no la lu ma su ma ka su no lo ma kala se lai kalo ga ni yo mo ma kala ba okay uh, okay good evening everyone. I am Buntum Daniel Kemei. I am presently a cultural promoter. I'm in the divisional delegation of Arts and Culture for MESAM, Chief of Bureau for Cinema, and I am the focal point for the pharmacopoeia pole for the Northwest region to the Ministry of Arts and Culture in Yaoundé. I'm a filmmaker, I'm a storyteller, and I'm a psychotherapist. And in fact, I don't know others. I also do a little writings. So actually, that is who I am. So I'm so very much interested in this issue of culture and just to see how it can go. So that's why I'm so passionate. And that is why I'm here. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Well, baby, you
Well,
from telling us who you are. I see you have a very diverse background. I don't know what inspired you to go that diverse. You are a jack of so many traits. And tell us, are you a master of all, or where do you come? Or maybe take one at a time and tell us how how
Uh,
how that fits into how that poke your interest.
Okay, I am first of all a teacher by profession.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a teacher of the basic education. That's where I got trained, and I've been teaching for the past 25 to 6 years. Yes, and of recent, I moved to the Ministry of Culture, where my passion actually really lies.
Mhm,
And for this past getting to 3 years, I have been working with culture and I've promoted culture. In fact, I'm just living culture.
mhm,
I am sure that is how I can get it like that. And then also, as a therapist, while in school, I noticed that a lot was being done out of ignorance.
mhm,
Imagine that a child is in class and constantly comes to ask for permission or is always getting so rowdy, and the teacher tends to punish every time. When I got this, I started finding out how I could help these children.
mhm,
And finally, I got this issue that I could train as a clinical counselor. In fact, I actually, when I got that dream, that vision, I had to move to the University of Bamenda, where I had a master's degree in clinical counseling. But that was not enough. I still
mhm,
felt that I had to know more, and that is why I had to enroll to train as a psychotherapist, and I've discovered a lot more. And I tell you, even with the handling, with meeting with people now, I think I meet people now in a very different way. I talk to teachers. We work so much on the psychology of children. We work so much on helping children to so that the relationship between teacher and the children and the learners should be cordial, and
mhm,
so that they should know that it's not everything that the child does that is out of maybe headiness or something. Certain things are induced from certain backgrounds and maybe from certain levels, which if the teacher was aware, he will approach from a different end,
mhm.
actually.
So,
And
do you see anywhere where your studies in clinical counseling interject with some cultural practices that we?
yes, yes. My question has always been, why is it that my parents who grew up never having a counseling center and maybe having so many things to grapple with, but
Mhm,
they lived peaceful lives. They never had problems. They lived to their hundreds, and today we can barely live up to certain ages without us getting depressed, traumatized, stressed up. And what was their secret? So by that, I started doing a lot of research, and I tell you, before long, a lot is going to come up. I wouldn't tell you right now. A lot is cooking.
yeah,
Actually,
you also,
there's a lot.
yeah, you equally mentioned a very big word, the pharmacopoeia. Tell what's pharmacopoeia?
Okay, it is it's a traditional. Those who are into traditional medicines,
Okay,
yes,
Wolu
in
Bangang,
Cameroon.
Banchu.
Well, since Kamalu, since I'm the focal point,
Mm-hmm,
I'm dealing with those who are a bangang.
mm-hmm,
Actually, I need to be one so as to navigate well. So pharmacopoeia has to deal with everything that is African medicine.
mm-hmm.
Yes, African traditional medicine. Yes,
Which Oku
because
is
in
massively
the
known for.
yes, in the past we were, everything that was ours was looked upon as that of the devil. So
Mm-hmm,
even at this time, even the white man himself has discovered that we have a lot to offer in the field of medicine, and is encouraging us to do it from our own end. You understand? The government of Cameroon equally has seen that this is so important, and that the herbalist or the anybody who is a practitioner in African medicine should be brought to the limelight. So because of that, many of us were put as focal point persons who are just liaison officers. That is, you liaise, you coordinate the people, the people in the field, and then you give reports to the government in Yaoundé about their activities right here in the field. That is
Yeah,
how
we
it
see
happened.
we have a lot of people watching from all over the world. We have people watching from Ghana. We have someone watching from Texas, and they say
Ah,
greetings to Mr. Mbuntum. Someone watching from Kwabang, Yaoundé, and
okay.
from Baham. So if you're watching us, send us a like, send us a heart, and share so that others can join this program and see what we have here on Oku and Beyond, and be part of this discussion, because no one is left out. We have to know our culture. We have to be actively involved in letting people know who we are. It's even a mistake for anybody to walk around not knowing who they are. And our culture shapes who we are, whether we like it or not. So we are really thankful to
Mhm.
have you here on board. So looking at the rapid evolution of the world today, why do you think culture and tradition should still be valued? You know, many things are changing, we are being developed, we are modernizing so many things. Why should we still value our culture? Why do you think so?
That's a very good question. It's so interesting. When you started asking the question, my mind ran to something. Um, when I read through the Bible, I saw in the book of Genesis that after God created the world, He looked
Mhm.
at it and saw that everything was good. That includes Oku. When He
Amen.
created Oku, He put the culture, everything there, and saw that it was good.
Mhm.
And I don't think that it was only good back then. Right
Mhm.
now, it is still good because God is the same. So if the Oku person has his culture, he needs to add value to it. He needs to cherish it. He needs to just embrace it. He just needs to just have it because that is who he is.
Mhm.
So that is why our culture should still be valued.
Mhm.
I mean, everything that God created about us should be valued. That is that is simply why I think we should be valued. Yeah.
It's
And
interesting how
and
you brought in the Bible when we're talking about valuing the culture, and because sometimes religion, I'll call it religion, tends
yeah,
to demonize culture. So it's interesting, but we are going to explore a lot of topics that have to do with our culture. Like I said, today we are introducing our subject matter expert, one of our subject matter experts, Mr. Mbuntum Daniel, and we are talking about valuing our culture, valorization of our culture. So we just
yeah.
wanted you to know who he is and know that he has a lot to bring to the table. He's spoken about being into pharmacopoeia, into being a counselor, a trained
That makes
counselor with a master's, and a focal
mm,
point for so many things. He's in the Ministry of Culture, and he's involved with storytelling and filmmaking. So I think Oku has a lot, and the community at large, Oku and beyond, has a lot to learn from you. And we don't want to miss out on any of them. So even as you continue to watch Oku and beyond, know that there's a lot in store. There's a lot we're going to explore. There's a lot we're going to discuss and touch on. Some things that may be controversial, some things that are going to be surprising to you, and more so things that are going to make you learn. So stay tuned. Going forward, I was asking, why do you think our culture and tradition should be valued? What other reasons do you have? Do you think?
mm, there is a lot. You know, tradition and culture is a way of life. It is a way of life of a people.
Mhm.
Now, if you want to keep it aside, whom are you going to say you are? That is exactly that.
Mhm.
And that for that reason, we have to do everything to keep our culture, to add value to it, to just be part of it. So much
Mhm.
so that even at the end of it, we can put food on our table. We can make it put some economic values, some social values, everything. You
Mhm.
know, culture will shape us. Our traditions shape us. They give us how we have to the line we are supposed to move. Because with culture and tradition, they tell us now this thing is good, this one is not okay, this one is this one. Now, and they do so in a very good way.
Mhm.
Let me just tell you something. That we have beliefs. That is
Mhm.
folklore. Our stories, our way of believing, or our belief system, right, has a
Mhm.
lot to do. Did you know that in Oku, why the Oku person is known to be a very generous person? It's because it is a value that has been moved on, given, transmitted from the elderly people to the young. For example, when I was growing up, we knew that you cannot eat something without giving your brother or sister.
The
Because if you,
language.
yeah, because if you do, what will happen is that the gods, the spirits, will come and steal this, your brother or sister, and take to their abode, and you will be looking for the person for all this while. So we grew up knowing that we are not supposed to be selfish. That is a value. You understand? It shaped the way we are, and it gives us the picture which we have today. We are a magnanimous people. We are generous people, and that is so clear. So
Mhm.
you see, we need to keep this, because if we keep it away, what will soon happen to us? Imagine somebody will enter your house. Imagine in Oku, like in one of my movies, you see somebody is eating in his house, and then there's a person passing by, and you say, "Oh, please come in and eat from the child's basket." Why? They know that ongoing, if they allow you to pass and go, you may fall, you may faint out of hunger, and that will be a disgrace. So even if you are just going to pinch, you take it a bit, you drink water, and it gives you the force to continue going. It makes us to live together. That is, that spirit of that communal existence should be part of us. There are people who envy us because of that. Must we then throw that to the dogs? You see, there is a lot. Now we need to add value to our culture too, because when God put us in Oku and
Mhm.
gave us what He has given, He expects us to feed from it, to be able to make a living out
Mhm.
of it. There is a lot that we can do in Oku and live. For example, me, I tell stories. Sometimes, even in occasions, I tell stories and I go home with a 5,000 francs. It's already something. I go home with something in my pocket. You see?
Let us know if maybe some people who are watching, if they have a question, please drop them in the comments. We see you, Hadza Musa, watching from Yaoundé. We see Kenneth Konsum watching from Yaoundé. We have
Ah,
all over.
I,
So, yeah. So, yeah, somebody, El Shaddai, promises most of our culture and tradition unfavorably affect women and girls at the detriment of their liberties and destiny. Faced with the liberal world, what can be done to render our culture and traditions gender inclusive? How can we make our cultures and traditions gender inclusive? That's what he's asking.
I like that question very much. You know, that we have been patterned to think about our culture and tradition in a particular way, that it is gender biased. Let me tell you. Now, when you find in a setting in Oku,
Mhm.
in an official setting in Oku, when a Nonto comes in, what happens? All the Nkwams, I mean all,
Mhm.
virtually, they will shift and give her the pride of place. She will be the first person to sit at that position where the notables sit. That is already elevating, raising the woman to the highest position in the land.
So I can
Now,
work on becoming a non-talk.
yeah, sure. So, and then listen, also, you find that the woman, when the Kwifon of Oku addresses people, he says that the Fumbian and the Manjong, he dropped them in his feathers. You understand? Which means that he recognizes that the women eh, have a very important part to play in the society where he is, or where he is Lord.
Mhm.
And then we are not supposed to joke with these issues. If somebody has maltreated a woman in Oku, it's a person of bad faith. It is not culture and tradition, because there are people who will bring in some issues, and at the end of the day, we end up accusing culture or tradition for nothing. For example, eh, suppose you are in an organization. That organization has got do's and don'ts.
Mhm.
Yes. If there is an organization that say, okay, this one is strictly for men. Why do you expect women to come there? Just go with it,
Right.
accept it, and do it. Because even there are organizations in Oku where we have only women, and men do not yearn to go there. You understand? I know that. Well, people they have their own way of maybe dealing with their fellow brothers and sisters, but culture in itself does not promote any gender, whether it's
Yes.
gender something
Any gender
bias.
bias. Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yes. It doesn't.
Rashad, I promise. We hope that answers your questions. Somebody says Douglas Fye says I can see my literature teacher. He's very talented actor and
Wow.
feature my man in one of his films. Watching from Poland. So you're having a
Oh,
shout out from Douglas Fye. All right, we're not
wow.
going to
Well, greetings.
dig into most of these topics today because we have a lot in store. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Whenever we tell you we are coming live, there's going to be something that is going to keep you on the edge of your seat. Uh, I have another question for you since you claim to know a lot about culture. So it's a fun question. So, what is the most recent yet ongoing project in the Oku community that brought Oku people together and was a massive cultural exhibit?
Okay. The Okufon uh, raising uh, activity that took place first in Oku, and recently the dust is yet to settle on the other chapter of it that was in Yaoundé. It was a crowd puller. It was massively attended. The Oku people contributed greatly to it. That's
Interesting.
it. And
I,
I'm
wa- I
sure.
was I was crossing my fingers so you don't get it wrong because people are
Ah,
watching there.
no, 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 no,
For you to
no.
present yourself as a man of culture, you have to get that right. Yes, there's another question here. Some Baptist Christians believe tradition is sin in the eyes of God. How can we help that out?
Uh, Actually, the
Are you a
Baptists,
Baptist Christian?
the Baptists are a denomination on their own with their own ideologies. I
Mhm,
will not blame them for one thing or the other, but I can only give us a way of encouragement that, in as much as we read the Bible, if we have not seen A being said this is bad or this is not bad, don't
mhm,
try to just bring in anything which you think is that you think that is bad without seeing from the Bible that it is bad and you are saying so. You make the people to you are like you want to cause people to fight amongst themselves, which is not true.
mhm,
For example, if the Bible has not said maybe you should not join a cultural group because I haven't seen that in the Bible, and then you sanction, say, a person for dancing jang. How is Njang connected with the issues of God? It is not true because this is a social activity which brings people together. And we are told in the Bible that we should commune, we should fellowship with each other. I
yeah,
think uh, our culture and tradition needs us together. We are people who are living in a community where we have this communal existence. We need to be together so as to learn and to grow together. I'm sure that question is not a question for us to talk about. Those are issues that happen in some other places. Because
yeah.
even when the Baptist people say that culture and tradition of the Oku people is not very good, when there is a cry at the palace, I still see my fellow Christians with whom I am in the church still being there. They still don't stay at home. It means that the culture,
Anyway,
even
he
when
said some. He said some.
yeah, some actually,
Mhm,
I still see them there, which means that there is no way you can run away from who you are. Yes, despite the fact that we see the Bible or the religion should be about what God has said, what He's saying that we should do, because there's a lot of value in the Bible. But when you start hitting people's heads about who is not doing what right, it is not okay. I don't think that the Baptists should bring in culture and tradition into preaching, because to me,
and I would like to say, in the Bible we have cultures and traditions
yes,
equally. Yes,
yes,
I'm an avid reader of the Bible. I'm a believer, and
mhm,
the Bible has culture and tradition. When Jesus was born, on what a number of days after which he was taken to the
yes,
temple for dedication, that was the tradition in that place. So
mhm,
yes, I don't want us to paint tradition black as such. We are here to
actually,
value our tradition, to know it. We are here to educate ourselves and learn from each other. And we'll go from there. So, like I said, we did not intend to exhaust you today. We did not intend to. Yeah, someone says, I wish that can be a whole topic for another day. So we are right
yeah,
on point saying that, yeah, we'll exhaust it on another day. Yeah, so without exhausting you, we just wanted to introduce the Oku and Beyond community to one of our subject matter experts, because we have lots of them coming, and there's a lot in store for you. So, like, if you've not yet like, share, follow, invite your friends to follow, because we together have to learn who we are, what we represent, and see how we can market ourselves to the global market in a responsible way. We have to rebrand Oku. That's our intention. We want to rebrand Oku. You know, we cannot continue to sell Accra in cement papers. We have to put it in a packaging in a way that it will look good. So that is our intention. That's what we are after. Somebody says, Takenet says, including the traditional marriage, Jesus visited and helped with wine. That's tradition too. So
yeah,
yeah, we are here to say not every aspect of our tradition is sinful, or not every aspect of culture is sinful. Yeah,
mhm.
so that's what we have in store for you today. But before we go, you want to say something in a Blamoko. So yoga was the suige Blamo Makala.
Mara kenge se suige ma chak to ko suise ko ge ka tu ma kasan lu ni bom fi na ga ka vi na bom na lem su ko lu hono ka jungo ba ka vi lo bom bombi se lo lu sen tem la ka sa ki yenga bi te na jofa den na ba bom di yan lu kana bi ka le ga jofa lo yenga ko jofa a fon de yem na fon so ko na lu de jung fo no wa ko ne na lu no junga no we khali na no ka be kan lu wala be ka din se la mam na gele be lu na bi ka jim chim lu na bi kwa sen kenge we wala be ba sa fo fe ne gele be lu fo ne we ka be sa no fe be ho wet na ba sa be fa no ten ama su su ko ge de yasin jova na singa na lo ga sen fe ne de yasin ni ga sa ka ku ga sen ga sa lu ge le ge ya lu na tam le lo le we wa mi yun ka di be we so jo ka su nge a ki festival kum koki ya lu na gele lo hala chu khani ge sa koki wun mbi ma sa gu le jim gui ki kan koki kan ge yin yen ga sa ye le koki tina a ku lu na sin kim no wap chan vi na dio ge wa lo sa nei a ku yiten am no lu lo ku nei na dio kan ge kan na wi ka ba na ga san am no dio wa lo ku kokse igele ku so chia ga san de lak ga san ki kan de lak kan san chek na am ga me mesan ma kwa te ga lo ka job ga chi le ne gwi diom fan ya lu ka chi le ka ma diom ya ma kan am ga ma ko ngai ma am ga
Que chitengue.
so na am no dio ge ma lu le na mo ko jia kan kum de lak se ga sa ke mon no se lai di na ma ya na ga ko la san kan lu no ge lu ko ga dio ga ke nam no kem no ka vi no fo ma sa vi no fo ngene kum de lang na dio gon mo kwat ge ge wa na ru ngong ga khlo wa ka ga sa ja ko te le tin le jim gui so ga sen brita ina brita bi le jim ga sen ya lu se ge a ja vo se ge ge le ya loy be chi na gui ye we ma fa ga kum wa wala ke ge gwa lo ja ma fa ga fie we lu chi ne lu gi ma ji ya we lo ko han no ne em no wa chan kum wa san ne sim ya ka sa ma fa ga fa san a kon we na we ya ke ga ku ka sa lu kan ga sin ko no we ble lo ja gui we lo la chi ti go we gui ne se gui nda sa ku so wa na gui nda gui ku so wan lu kan ga san me kwa te ga ko lo la men gui ga ka ku yi na ji ya ti ti no be na se dio wa lo sa nei makwatege la min lukenge gasen gisa ya kaga kufa ka vin fosa gasen lu forma wesen gasen alu ka ga diom salu wo yum aka to ko sa akwa ka diom tin jasa kaga lu ko sa ya na kaga de kuo lu ko sa kwa ne gasen ga kan de tinga kele ji yasen jasoten finga sen du men kan se ga kan na reji e we ni lo chuk to un ka tu ma chuk to un ka su ga e kan ga wi tim ji ndu so ko fo kan ka e ni chi atin ka jung du yan nde ge yin ma kwa tu ma ble lu nam ne na lo ko ne ma kwa yen kan kan to ko o so bag lo to ko ndu so le ba lo mo te le gwi fo na we lo tum ko le gu shi yebe wala ke no an ru ten lu ngu we na komeng na gwi na ko gilen su ga gwi ko san du ko be ya will ni gwi chin ko yen ga lo kan la ga gwi chin yan je ko jo van tin ka jang won no gen yebe klik di jo ge ma gwi gilen na gwi ko ge san du vie tan be ka we na gwi chin jang wan no du gwi chin jang wan no ne gas ne ke ga fin lu fo fo ko a we na ga ki ko
Comment
ga
section. Comment Sige, Mr. Ngong Elijah Melunchek Sige. Just a contribution. Our tradition and culture are precious assets that should be valued and preserved. They define who we
yeah
are, shape our beliefs and practices, and provide a sense of identity and belonging. By embracing and celebrating our cultural diversity, we promote inclusivity, understanding, and tolerance. Our tradition and culture are also a source of economic growth and development and a
voilà
repository of our history. I'm currently working on an article titled Cultural Heritage. I'm sorry I cannot see the rest, but that's a very useful contribution, Mr. Elijah, and we are appreciative of that. Yeah, we have Pepsi who says Oku and Beyond Oye. We have Emmanuel Ngong who says Abai Mr. Mbuntum. We will make potato festival. And we have
yeah 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 so
Big Six. She says, keep it up, Oku
different
and Beyond. Yes, so thank you all for joining. We'll go places together. And if you have any ideas, anything you want to hear, let us know. We are going to bring it right to your doorstep from our studios. And just to let you know, we have a rich repertoire coming up. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but just stay tuned to Oku and Beyond, and we'll go places together. We'll grow together, we'll learn together, and we're going to rebrand Oku. So thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Mbuntum. Bello Wesenkan.
yeah
We not a subkoge culture balumbe. And yes, together we are strong. Together we are going to go places. So I don't know if you have any final words. We have Mr. Dr. Sensology watching. He
ah
says, Mr. Kume Wankumi. I don't know if that's one of your names.
yes
All right. I don't know if you have any parting words for the audience.
yes my parting word would just be my greetings
Mhm.
to my very good people, to the people of Oku, to everyone who is watching, and then particularly to Mr. Tarkenet. I don't my heart for him, and I know he's a wonderful cultural promoter too, and is actually lifting the lamp of Oku in several other aspects. I also greet Ngong Elijah Mulunchek. That is my right hand man. And I know he is training where he is going to come out powerfully. And we are happy to have sons and daughters of Oku go to the extent that Ngong Elijah has gone, because he is a wonderful researcher in the cultural domain. There are several others. I'm also greeting some very powerful people like Dr. Ntaima and others who are big. They are gurus in this cultural
Cultural
issue.
gurus.
Yes. I tell you, these are the people. I'm greeting all my friends, my students, my everybody, and say I'm not going to let you down. I think anytime I'm needed here, I will always be around. Thank you so much. Have a
Yeah.
blessed day.
Thank you so much. A special shout out to Kidze Angela watching from Bamenda, watching from Monatele, Yaoundé Central Region, Paolo Rossi. I hope I got it right. We appreciate you. We thank you. And if you have any idea, any topic you want us to explore, don't forget to reach out to the Oku and Beyond team. We are here for you. We are available for your feedback, positive, negative, anyhow you want it. We are your servants and we are going to give you exactly what you want. So thank you for spending this 35 minutes with us. We are going to keep it coming. You'll not regret being with us. So have a blessed day. Don't forget to share so that other people can be informed and be educated about who we are, what we represent, and help us rebrand who we really are. So we love you all and have a blessed evening and the blessed rest of your day wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.